Hi guys, welcome back to Random Lifestyle Vlog. So today's video is going to be about a palette, an eyeshadow palette, and some of you might remember I did post that video some time ago about what I thought was the most user-friendly Natasha Denona's palette, and it was her Glam palette. At the time I said it was potentially the most user-friendly palette, but I did not have the Biba palette to compare it to. So I think it's only fair, now that I have my Biba palette, to tell you a little bit about that Biba palette from the perspective of a person who's not a makeup artist. I'm going to tell you a little bit how easy it is to use it, how user-friendly this is, if it's something that a beginner could potentially use. I'm going to do all the swatches, and also I'm going to, towards the end of this video, compare this to the Glam palette in terms of, like, you know, user friendliness, because, you know, obviously these palettes are quite different, so there's no point of like comparing them in that kind of area. But we're going to talk about which one is actually the most user-friendly. Alright, so let's start. So this is the Natasha Denona's Biba from up close. As you can see, really classy looking shades, neutral slash warm kind of toned colors. Mostly we have 15 shades, not too many shimmers, no glitters at all. Most of these shades here are like mattes, really pretty. So I'm going to start with the swatches because I kind of want to show you how these actually work, and then we're going to talk about my experience with the palette. So I'm going to start my swatches with a top row from this shade, and I'm going to go this way and like that, right? So first up we have a Rustic, which is a metallic bronzy shimmer. This one here. Then we have Prairie, which is a matte mustard brown. I can't really see where I'm swatching. It's that one. Then we have Cocoa, which is a satin matte brown. Let me just see. This one here. And then we have Freckle, which is a satin neutral peachy matte. So just to let you know, some of them seem to be slightly patchy on my hand. It does not really work like that on my eyelid. I think it's because I was swatching this on my, like, this side of my palm, which is, I think it just kind of affected it like that. But like in the real life, on your eyelid, they just like buttery soft and they are not patchy at all. So, you know, just to calm you down about that, I'm going to like re-swatch these so that you can see, I mean, after I swatch like every single shade, I'm going to re-swatch these to show you how they actually look properly. Okay, let's move on. So we have Shine, which is shimmery champagne gold. It's over here. Then we have Pasha, matte reddish brick brown. The next one is Monroe, a shimmering champagne. And then we have Rayon, satiny soft pink. Okay. So Bath, matte satin warm antique pink. So this is the one here. Then we have Tone, warm brick matte satin brown. Seed, matte chocolate deep brown, which is the one here. I'm running out of space now. And Tor, soft matte gray over here. So these are the shades so far. So 3 more shades. So now we have Sculpture, pale light gray matte is over here. Then we have a Spot, matte deep black smoky color over there. And then Tusk, perfect light beige matte over here. Okay, so these are all the swatches. Let me just re-swatch a couple of them that are here. As you can see, only these seem to be slightly patchy. I think it's because I just swatched them on my palm here. So I'm going to re-swatch these so that you can see all the swatches from up close once again. So these are all the swatches from Biba palette. I re-swatched those that were a little bit patchy. Really beautiful color story. It seems like when I first saw it, I thought, yeah, it's a bit boring, but it's really not. Like, the pigmentation is amazing. The mattes are like buttery soft. I mean, all shadows here are like buttery soft. And then they blend beautifully. They're not patchy. They're not patchy, trust me, this was like an accident kind of situation, but they are just so beautiful. So now my thoughts about how user-friendly this palette is. I mean, obviously, if you are a complete beginner, I'm not even sure if I would actually begin with Natasha Denona, to be honest. But if you really want to, I think you can't really go wrong with this palette. Those shades are so buttery that they just blend like seamlessly. It's super easy to blend them. You don't really have to have like a crazy kind of technique or skills or whatever to be able to work with this palette. It is very easy. The color story is quite, I mean, intuitive. You don't really have to be like super creative to create something with that, and still, if you are creative, I'm pretty sure you can actually make something really amazing with this. So I think it gives you many options. So definitely a very user-friendly palette, beautiful quality, beautiful shades. I mean, I'm not really surprised that this is one of her most popular palettes. Now let's talk about which of these palettes is actually more user-friendly. This is going to be difficult, right? Let's do a quick comparison. So this is how the palettes look side to side. As you can see, the Glam palette is actually smaller, but they have the same number of shades. They both have 15 shades. The only difference is, I mean, the difference is in price, right? But the other difference would be the size of the pans here. So we have smaller pans in the Glam palette and then bigger pans in the Biba palette. So what are my thoughts about that? I mean, first of all, if you only use this on your face, then you get much better value for your money buying the Glam palette, obviously, because, you know, you don't really need those bigger pans, you know, in your life. I mean, I don't think I do. But yeah, definitely better value for money, or more like wallet friendly, the Glam palette. The Biba palette, if it actually contains some more shades, and maybe it would actually justify the price a little bit more for me. Other than that, if you're a makeup artist, I'm assuming that this will last you longer. If you're only using it on your face, I don't really think you're going to be able to use it up. That's just my thoughts. So that part was easy, and this is the only part where I can actually find a winner easily. Other than that, if you look at the shades, they're just completely different. The color stories are completely different, and it's mostly down to personal preference here. Like, Glam palette is more cool toned, whereas the Biba palette will be more warm toned. In Glam palette, you have more like shimmery kind of tones, more shimmery colors. In the Biba palette, it's pretty much all matte with a couple of shimmers here and there, nothing glittery. So I would say Biba palette is more classy, it's more elegant, whereas I mean, at least in my opinion, obviously this is just my opinion. And the Glam palette is something I would wear on a night out as well. I think the Glam palette would be a little bit more universal versus Biba palette being more classy and elegant, in my opinion. Both are very beautiful, both have amazing quality. I'll probably say if you need to choose one of them, it's mostly down to your personal preference, right? But also they're like completely different, so if you want to have them both, then just go for it. Definitely both palettes are worth having. I mean, if that's something what you really need in your life, So my final thoughts about this palette: it is pricey, okay? It is pricey. I don't think that those bigger pans justify the price of this palette for me. If you're a makeup artist, I'm assuming you're thinking a little bit differently. But in my case, I don't really need those bigger pans, so I would prefer to have this in a lower price with lower pans. Other than that, the quality definitely justifies the price. I mean, the quality is stunning. Like, I mean, there's nothing bad I can say about this palette. The shades are beautiful, like super easy to use, very, very like user-friendly, definitely. You can't really go wrong with that. It's just down to like whether you want to spend that much money on a palette. Is it something that will give sense to your life, that will give some meaning to your life? I don't think so. But if you want to have it, if you don't feel that it's too expensive, then go for it. It's definitely worth. Is it worth the money? It's definitely worth the money if that's something you want to have. Yeah, I think that's that. So there it is. These are my thoughts about the Biba palette. In my personal opinion, there is no winner here. Both palettes are like completely different and both are amazing. I do think the Biba palette is definitely user-friendly, and if you're starting your like luxury makeup collection, it's something like worth having. Just look for like a kind of like a sales event, like a promotion. You can get it for like 20-25% off. and that makes the price much more reasonable. So these were my thoughts about the Biba palette. What do you guys think? Have you ever tried this palette? Is it something on your list, or do you think that spending that much money on a palette or a single palette is not really worth it? Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. For more beauty related content, check those videos on my left side. I'm going to see you very soon. Take care, bye!